Hello, my name is Honeyduple. I post art on my art account on Instagram and on Tumblr sometimes, but I'm doing Art Fight this year. By the way, my social media will be linked in the description, so have fun with that. But I will be doing Art Fight this year, and I want people to draw my character Pog, which is the guy who you see on screen right now, because I love him and he's super cute. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So first of all, before I talk about Pog, I want to talk about this drawing. Yes, I know that I'm not using the autofill feature in Krita a lot with this, and I know it's probably painful to look at me like hand color in all of this, but I am new to Krita and I know where some of the tools are. Like, I know where the autofill tool is. I just, you know, old habits die hard. So disclaimer about drawing out of the way. But yeah, this drawing is of Twig, which is Pog's older sister. She's about 30 years old and she's in a Curse of Strahd campaign, so I don't want to spoil anything about that. But she's a paladin and we love her. She's got this purple and yellow theme with some orange accents. She's got a crystal tip to one of her horns because her horn was broken off by strange reasons. But yeah, you know, I love her. Also, another thing is that some of the art you'll see in the corners of Pog or of Twig is drawn by my friend Mythos, who has a Tumblr and an Art Fight account of Mythos Media. So go ahead and check them out. They are a real cool person. They do fan art of Twig and Pog all the time, and Twig's other siblings and Pog's other siblings. He has like 6 siblings, so don't worry about it. But yes, please go check them out. They do all kinds of cool art. And I love them. So yeah, thank you for drawing Twig, and that's where I got most of the colors for this drawing. Anyway, I've talked about the drawing enough, so let's talk about what the actual subject of this video is supposed to be about. The subject is supposed to be about Pog. So here are some pictures I'll probably have overlapping the art in this on the screen. Pictures of Pog, some of which are with other characters in the campaign. But the campaign just ended with Pog. It was called Seas of Sand, but we always said Sea of Sands because we said it wrong the entire time we were in the campaign. But essentially, it's a world where like sand is the ocean, and in the daylight it boils, and in the nighttime it like freezes over. And you can like walk on it at night, but you can't like move your ships through it. So we're all basically a bunch of pirates that work for this guy called 10th of Dawn, who's a changeling. And we do his bidding and also help out with other things. And it's kind of fun. It was fun, it was enjoyable. The campaign has ended, but that doesn't mean Pog has ended in my heart. So yeah, I will say I'd love to explain his backstory, but a lot of it is actually already on my Art Fight account, so I can go ahead and leave that there if you want to see it. It's under the description of his character. So yeah, I figured I would just talk about some other fun things that happened with Pog, and then I can maybe explain a little bit of his backstory if you're interested. But yeah, he's part of, he's basically a failed college dropout, who's a rogue satyr. He's about 25 years old at the end of the campaign. And he has this magic ability that is called Arcane Overload. That was like something me and my DM put together, where basically every time like magic or arcana magic is like used on Pog, he has to roll a d20, like just a regular flat d20, and if he doesn't meet the DC, then he gets to roll on the wild magic table for something random to happen to him. And eventually the DC keeps going up, so it starts at 5, then 10, then 15, then 20. So like it keeps building, and this is basically like he becomes overstimulated and like sparks fly out of him, and he's like, then something weird happens. And I love him for that. He's super freaking ADHD, and I love him so much. The color of his hair is supposed to be yin min blue, although I never actually draw him with that color of hair because that color is super freaking bright. But that's the color that his hair is supposed to be because he was experimented on, and his color of hair used to be very similar to Twig. He also used to be a girl, you know, but he transitioned at some point. So yes, he, they are his pronouns. But yeah, so those are some details. One of my favorite scenes with Pog was near the end. He basically, like we had to fight the big bad guy, Helios, which was the Grandmaster that like tried to, you know, experiment on Pog, and he ended up being like the big bad with several other big bads all at once at the end of the campaign. And there was this room where like there were like electricity like wires hanging from the ceiling across the room, and they were like hooked up to something, right? And we were trying to like defeat the bad guys, but we couldn't think of anything. So I was like, you know what? We're gonna do the most Pog thing ever. This guy got pica. This guy licks everything. He tries to eat everything. So I had him try and eat the wires, which of course activated his arcane overload, and made him roll on the wild magic table multiple times. And one of those times, he lost all of his hair and fur. So for the duration of the final battle, he had no fur and no hair. And it was awful. It was awful to think about. Luckily, it grew back 24 hours later, and he did survive the final battle. But yes, that is one of my favorite moments at the end of the campaign, because it's just so cursed. It's so cursed. But it perfectly, I think, represents what Pog is. So I hope you've enjoyed this discussion about Pog. And here are the final drawings of Twig. One with her ears in front of her clothes, and another one with them behind them, because I just figured, you know, I wanted to show off her armor. And yeah, I love her. I love Pog. Please draw both of them. If you want to know more about Pog, I could talk about him for hours. Please DM me to learn more. I want to tell you more. But yeah, that's what I got. Thank you for watching. Bye.